What's going on, guys? It's Renegade. I keep getting asked questions on what I do to keep my foiler ready every weekend to go riding. So the biggest thing is keep your foiler clean. So as soon as I get home every weekend, usually the day after or Monday, a couple days after, I always wash my foiler. It helps a lot to keep it clean, keeps all your seals clean, lets you see problems you have from the weekend so you can check it out. I'm gonna walk through everything I do every single week, and I'll probably show y'all a couple things a day, and then throughout the week I'll show you what I do just to make sure it's ready for the weekend so I don't have any problems. Some things you can't fix before they happen, like diffs and stuff, but there's a lot of preventative maintenance you can do. So I'm gonna finish washing it, and as soon as I wash it, I normally check the coolant level because I usually take the plastic off. I'm about to do that in a minute. So that's next. Also, if you're looking for a cleaning product, Super Clean is really good. I put it in a foam cannon for my pressure washer, and as you can tell, it's still cleaning it. I leave it on there for about 5 minutes, and then it's a degreaser, so it takes a minute to clean all the dirt off, and then you just rinse it back off, and it comes out pretty clean. So y'all get some of that. All right, guys, so it's always good to take your plastic off when you're washing your foiler, but while you have it off, you need to go ahead and check how much coolant you have. If you give it a little wiggle, sometimes you can see it move. If you can't see it on video, it's about right here for me, which when your foiler is cold, as long as it's at this line or above it, you're good. So I always check mine every time I wash it, just in case. Never want to go on a ride and run out of coolant. That would suck. So that's mainly what I check when the plastic's off. I'll probably do this when I get back in the shop, but I'll pull these off, pull these caps off. Normally I get a little bit of water and mud in this because when you skim and stuff, it'll fly in those vents right till my snorkel falls into this dirty side of the airbox. Now, if you have water in this one, you might have some issues, but if you have XMR, not all models have these. So that's always a good thing to check. All right, guys, it's dark outside, so gonna walk y'all through what I do next. So I'm gonna pull over to the shop in a minute, but my shop is kind of uneven, so I always check my oil over here where I park it. So after every ride, make sure you check your oil. You never know what's gonna happen during the ride. All right, so it looks low right now, just a little bit, but normally if you let it sit for a long time, just go ahead and wipe off your oil off your dipstick, then stick it back in there and check it again, and it should be right. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, looks perfect. So I'm gonna stick that back in there, tighten it back down, and then I'll move on to what I check next. Oh yeah, don't forget, it's always good to check your oil and your coolant in your truck, because you got to get to the place to be able to ride. So I always check at least my oil and my coolant. Make sure my tires look good, trailer tires too. Don't want those going out. But yeah, back to the four-wheeler. All right, so next I like to walk around my bike and just see if anything's out of the ordinary, like busted boots or leaking seals. It's good to have your flashlight on when you're looking for seals because it really makes the oil shine. So check your transmission seal, your rear diff axle seals, and you'll see a little oil residue right here if you have a leak. Don't look like we have one right now. Go around here, look at your pinion seal, let it focus. Yeah, I don't see anything. Go to the front, check both axle seals, none there. Don't look like any oil there. There might be a little leak right there. Maybe. Could be from water sitting. But might have to check that out one day. Not gonna do it before this ride. Check that front motor seal, that's prone to leak. Check your front. Looks good. That's what I like to see. So after a couple rides, it's always good to go ahead and change all your oils throughout your whole foiler. I normally change my rear diff fluid, my front diff fluid, transmission fluid every about 20 hours on the foiler, which really ain't but a few rides. Motor, I usually let go 50. just because it's harder for stuff to get in the motor. The motor's actually sealed up better than anything else on the bike. But you can actually change as much as you want. Some people wait till 100 hours, change the motor oil and change all the oils, which if you don't have any leaking seals, that's fine. But riding so much water and mud, it's hard to keep that from happening. So after I check everything like that, all your seals, I'll move on to my tie rod. So really, I'll just grab this handlebars and see if they move when I move it just a little bit. I actually might have a little bit of play in it. Let me go look at the other one. Normally you can tell. Sometimes you have to hop on the bike to see. Let's see what we're looking at. Oh, need to turn the light on. See if we got some play up there. Tie rods may just be getting loose. I have to replace them. They got a little bit of play in them, but we're gonna let it ride for now. If it gets any worse, we'll start replacing stuff. But it's just a little bit of play. I wasn't moving it, but just that much. I'm not moving, but if you move a little bit more, it starts moving it, so it don't feel loose. None of the bolts look like they're moving or anything. So after that, I'm gonna grab this here jack and jack up the back and the front. Check my bearings. All right, so I got the back jacked up. I'll check my bearings and grab my tire, move it back and forth. Don't have any movement. If it moves a lot, your bearings are bad, or either your castle nut on your axle is loose. But I don't have any movement. Can-Ams are pretty good about stock bearings, staying for a while. These have lasted longer than any I've ever had. So gonna move to the front, but on the front we're gonna check ball joints and bearings and all that, and make sure the bushings are good. A lot of people grease their drive shafts and grease their bushings and everything. I personally don't. The reason being is the first Renegade I ever had, which was my first Can-Am, I greased the bearings a lot. I mean, not the bearings, the bushings. Bearings you can grease. If you have a grease bearing tool, that helps a lot. But I don't most of the time because I don't have a tool, but I need to get that. So the bushings, I greased on my first Renegade, and they went out really fast. And haven't done it on any of the ones since, and I've never replaced the bushings again. So it's supposed to help. I haven't had luck greasing everything, so kind of leave it how it is and replace the parts as they go bad. But I haven't had any go bad since I stopped putting grease on everything. But I know it's good for it. It makes sense. I mean, keeping stuff greased, keeping it nice and packed with grease when we water ride and motor ride. I guess it's because once you start putting grease in it, it kind of breaks that stock seal, which I've had all the arms on this off, so I'll probably be replacing stuff before long. But because I broke that stock seal. But no issues yet. All right, let's move to the front. All right, so grab the front, move it. You hear that? This one actually is a little loose. Like, it's ever so slightly loose. So that bearing's starting to go out. I won't change it before this weekend because I'm going to ride. This will be Alabama Mud Park weekend. Probably just go for today. But I don't know when I'm posting this video. Maybe before or after. So it's probably after. So you probably already seen those videos. Or either they're coming after this video and I just posted this after I rode. But this one's got a little slack too. It's ever so slightly though. But I like my stuff to be super tight, so I'll probably replace those very soon. They have a little bit of life left. I mean, it's not going to be devastating. They're not going to like fall off or anything. But it's not too bad. So if you shake everything, you don't hear anything moving, normally it means your bushings are pretty good. And my ball joints, it would move a lot when I just grabbed a tire checking the bearings. So they look fine. So yeah, I need to put that on my list to change. I actually have bearings, I believe. Let's go see. Yeah, if y'all need any Can-Am parts, let me know. I have a pretty good bit. Yeah, a whole set of bearings. So yeah, that's definitely not a Can-Am motor. But yeah, if y'all want a front diff, let me know. or some X and 310s. I got some 31s on my stock beadlocks. I'll sell those too. I broke my winch line pulling Keith out at Boggs last weekend, so yeah. I don't know if I can tighten that up or not. It ain't moving, but it moved a little bit at Boggs, but I tightened it up there. I need to put something right here, so it'll quit scratching that and making noise the whole ride. Kind of annoying. But yeah, all right, so I'm gonna check. My last thing I do before every ride is air pressure on all the tires. It really depends on what kind of tires you have, what you need to run, and what kind of riding you're doing. With Assassinators, I like to run like 4 or 5 PSI in all my tires, so they don't float too much in holes. They do float a little bit, especially with 34s, because they hold more air than 32s, because the same size wheel, just a bigger carcass. So they do float a little bit, but not bad. Kind of need it to float just a tad. So 4 or 5 PSI works for me. Some people run more, some people run less. I know if you run more than like 8, you ride on your center really bad. It rides a little rougher. Other tires, y'all can make comments if y'all want to know how much air. I think you should run those tires. My X and 310s, I'll probably run 6, 7. Stocks, it don't really matter. As long as they have air. But trying to think of what else. I don't know. So I got all my valve caps off. I know I have one leaking tire. I'm pretty sure it's that one. I think it's leaking around the bead. So whenever I change these bearings, I'll probably take that tire off the bead. Or at least take the bead lock off and clean it and put it back on. Making it powder coated. What y'all think of blue? Match the blue. Got a buddy that's doing it now, so like I said, I'm just gonna check my little valve right here. Don't work right, so I have to use 2 hands. So I normally just put about 4 or 5 PSI in it. This tire might fill up to about 10. It'll leak down just about perfect by Saturday, because it's Thursday. Actually, it's Wednesday. I wish it was Thursday. One more day closer to riding. But it's Wednesday. Got 2 more days of work. Dang it. Anyways, so I'll put 10 PSI on that tire. Probably be down to 0 by the time next ride comes. But, so yeah. After every ride, wash your foiler, check the coolant, check your oil, make sure nothing's leaking, no diffs, no nothing. Make sure all your seals are good. Check your tire pressure, check your bearings, check your ball joints, check your tire rods. You don't want anything to happen. It's all the major stuff. Make sure it still runs, you know, make sure your battery's charged. But can't forget though, gotta make it look good. So if you want it to look good, put some SC1 on it after it's clean. After you get done wash it and let it dry, wait till you're about to go ride to do this, because it will attract dust. But I'm going to put it on because it's in the shop. So don't listen to me. But yeah, so I'm going to do that, and I hope y'all like this video. So leave it a like, subscribe if you ain't subscribed, and let me know if y'all want any other kind of videos like this. So till next time, guys.